Hello there, you're tuned in to 7Edition with me, Helena Krishnamurthy. These are your top stories. Police to call up all parties involved in sex video linked to Cabinet Minister. Deputy Prime Minister confirms all Malaysians in Sudan are safe. And Hong Kong finally suspends controversial extradition law. We begin tonight's bulletin with this story. Police will summon all parties in the viral video involving two men engaging in sex acts, which were leaked and spread on social media recently, to have their statements recorded. Inspector General of Police Datuk Sri Abdul Hamid Badur said this includes the person who made the accusations and the individual being accused to facilitate investigations into the case. According to the top cop, at the moment the investigations are still ongoing and police have yet to conclude who was guilty in relation to the sex clips, which allegedly involved a federal minister. Datuk Sri Abdul Hamid also said, similar to other cases, authorities will follow the standard operating procedures in their probe.
Saya bukannya seorang yang pakar dalam bidang ni. Saya bukan pakar dalam bidang mengatakan. Dia memerlukan satu proses untuk proses untuk nak memastikan. Itu bukan polis punya bukan saya sebagai KPN, maknanya saya boleh sahkan atau tidak sah.
He added police also need time to determine if the pictures and clips circulated, which implicated the minister, are authentic or otherwise. He said this to reporters when met during an event at the Perlis Police Headquarters today. Yesterday, Muhammad Haziq Abdullah Abdul Aziz was arrested after admitting to be one of the two men in several gay sex clips that went viral on Monday night. In a confession video uploaded on social media later, the man implicated Economic Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali as the other person in the sex clips. Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin, however, has denied that he was in the video, saying it was a plot to assassinate his character and destroy his political career. In Selangor, Datuk Sri Azmin said he would leave it to the police to thoroughly investigate the viral sex video, which allegedly linked him and Haziq. The PKR Deputy President promised to give his full cooperation in the probe and also hoped that other parties would not interfere in the investigation process.
Well, the authorities will continue to investigate and I have given my commitment that we want the investigation to proceed, and I will give my fullest support and cooperation and let them do their job.
Has the police called you?
Tidak. They have summoned my political secretary yesterday and I was informed they will continue with the investigation to record his statement on Monday. So let them do their job, okay? Do not intervene in the process.
He also said the police had yet to summon him to assist in the investigation, but confirmed that authorities had taken his assistant, Muhammad Hilman Idham's statement yesterday, and it would be continued on Monday. The Economic Affairs Minister spoke to reporters after a Bukit Antarabangsa Mosque Aidilfitri function in Ampang today. Meanwhile, Haziq, who claimed to be one of the two men in the sex videos, was brought to a hospital today for medical examination. He was then taken to the Dang Wangi Police Headquarters, where he was later released on police bail at 5:45 p.m. The PKR Santubong Youth Chief was spotted at the Emergency Department of Kuala Lumpur Hospital at 8:30 a.m. accompanied by a group of people. His counsel, Ramesh Sivakumar, confirmed to the media that the 27-year-old man was at the hospital to undergo an examination. This comes after he was detained at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport while attempting to fly out to Manila in the Philippines at 6 p.m. yesterday. Police said they will apply for a remand order against the senior private secretary to the Deputy Primary Industries Minister if further investigation is necessary. Haziq is being investigated under the Penal Code for the sale or otherwise of obscene material and for the intentional insult with the intent to provoke a breach of the peace. He is also being investigated on the same code for committing carnal intercourse against the order of nature and under the Communications and Multimedia Act for the improper use of network facilities. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail today confirmed that all 48 Malaysians, including 26 students in Sudan, are safe amid deadly mass protests in the Republic. She said while the government is relieved to confirm this, it strongly condemns the Sudanese military brutal crackdown on local protesters, which left dozens of people killed and injured.
It is a heinous act, and I think it has to be condemned. That people are killing. If the army is true that it happened, that so many people have died, including women and children who are innocent. Even though Alhamdulillah, I feel that the children, the students, 27 students are still, Malaysian students are safe. Yet I hope that the situation comes down and everything comes to the negotiating table.
Earlier, Wisma Putra said the Embassy of Malaysia in Khartoum has been in close contact with all the registered Malaysians, including 26 students, and was monitoring the situation closely. The Sudanese government on Thursday acknowledged it ordered the crackdown on opposition protesters. Previously, in early June, the security forces also violently dispersed a sit-in protest outside the Defence Ministry building. In another development, Malaysia has called for an open, transparent and objective international investigation into yesterday's attack on 2 tankers in the Gulf of Oman. Wisma Putra said Malaysia was deeply concerned at the rapid escalation of tension in the Middle East, which is a vital area of interest for Malaysia and the world. In a statement issued last night, the Foreign Ministry stressed that the destructive acts on civilian commercial ships are a clear violation of international law, which threaten international freedom of navigation and freedom of commerce. Due to this, Malaysia is urging all parties to exercise utmost restraint and avoid any actions that could further escalate tensions in the region. Wisma Putra added that Malaysia would support any credible and impartial effort aimed at de-escalating the present tensions and resolving the conflicts that currently bedeviled the region. The Marshall Island flagged and Panama flagged tankers were heading to Taiwan and Singapore from Qatar and Saudi Arabia respectively when the assaults happened. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has blamed Iran for attacks. However, Tehran has denied any involvement. Police today brought out another body of the Batik tribe from a site identified on Wednesday to undergo post-mortem at Gua Musang Hospital at about 4 p.m. this evening. Gua Musang Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Taufik Maidin said the body is believed to be that of Megnab, anak perempuan Tebu, 63, who allegedly died on May 2nd.
Saya tak boleh nak confirmkan di sini because mayat tu bertutup lagi. Dia tak, seperti yang saya bagi tahu, tak disentuh dan tak diusik. Kecuali yang hari tu yang mula-mula bila ada tulang yang kita nampak tu, fair enough lah.
Megnab ni yang ditanda bila kan?
Megnab ditanda pada 12 hari bulan.
12 hari bulan dan dipercayai meninggal?
Didakwa seperti yang didakwa pada 2 Mei.
Asked on the operation to trace 4 bodies buried in the upstream of Sungai Leber, he said 2 teams had already identified the sites. The 4 bodies were believed to be that of Puspali, aged 5, Amiruli, aged 1, Haikal Rahim, 22, and Farah Rahim, 20. He also said all the bodies will be brought out in stages. Meanwhile, the total number of Orang Asli from the Batik tribe infected with what is believed to be pneumonia has increased by 9 more people. Kelantan Health Director Dr. Zaini Hussein said the total number of those admitted to hospitals rose to 112 compared to 103 people on Thursday. They also include 4 patients who are still being treated in the intensive care unit ICU. In a statement, Dr. Zaini said 48 patients were placed in normal wards at Kuala Krai Hospital and Gua Musang Hospital. 19 were placed at the Orang Asli Health Homestay and the balance had received outpatient treatment. He added that despite the reported death toll of 14, the statistics only included 2 confirmed deaths and did not involve the remainder which remain under investigation. Meanwhile, patients who have been allowed to leave the hospital will be transferred to a temporary relief centre at the Ethnobotany National Service Training Programme in Gua Musang. National Disaster Management Agency NADMA said the Health Ministry would station a medical team there to monitor the development of the health of the Orang Asli to be housed at the camp. It also said the camp is fully equipped with all facilities, including for medical treatment, and can accommodate up to 400 people at any one time. Now, the Health Ministry has initiated an investigation into a brand of bottled drinking water which was recalled in Singapore after bacteria was detected in the product. Its Director General, Datuk Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah, said the Starfresh brand of bottled drinking water, which was imported from Malaysia, was found to contain Pseudomonas aeruginosa, a common environmental bacteria. Initial investigation found that the factory which produced the product has implemented a food safety assurance program and compliant with the requirement for drinking water sources licensing set by the ministry. The Singapore Food Agency SFA on Wednesday ordered a recall of the bottled drinking water after the bacteria was found in samples of the product. The bacteria can be found in feces, soil, water as well as sewage and can multiply in water environments which can cause a range of infectious but rarely causes serious illness in healthy individuals. A total of 130 foreign nationals were detained for various offences in an integrated operation by the Immigration Department in Selangor last night. Its Director General, Datuk Khairul Zaimi Daud, said this after 53 condominium units in Kajang and a residential area in Puchong were raided in the 4-hour operation. Datuk Khairul Zaimi revealed the foreigners were from Nigeria, the Philippines, India, Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Tanzania and Kenya. They were held for not having personal travelling documents, overstaying, abuse of passes, as well as expiry of validity of student and tourist passes.
Masa operasi ini dijalankan tadi, pegawai-pegawai imigresen terpaksa memecahkan pintu kerana mereka enggan membuka pintu. Terdapat di kalangan mereka yang lari dengan terjun daripada tingkap dan terdapat pegawai imigresen yang cedera akibat daripada pergelutan kecil yang berlaku.
116 enforcement officers, including from the National Registration Department and Civil Defence Force, took part in the operation. Authorities believe that some of the individuals were involved in online scamming activities following the discovery of laptops containing suspicious information. All those detained were later sent to the Immigration Detention Depot in Bukit Jalil and Semenyih for further action. A senior citizen succumbed to his injuries after a car rammed into his motorcycle at Jalan Kerteh Batu, Puteh, Kemaman in Terengganu earlier today. In the 7:30 a.m. incident, a car driven by a 32-year-old man, which was coming from the opposite direction, went out of control and crashed into the victim's machine. Impact from the collision caused the motorcycle to be flung into some bushes while the car turned turtle. The 62-year-old victim, Zakaria Ahmad, who worked as a lorry driver, died on the spot due to severe injuries on his head and limbs. A 16-year-old passenger who was in the car also sustained light injuries. The body was later taken to Dungun Hospital for post-mortem. Coming up, Hearthstone joins line-up in 2019 SEA Games. Details next. Welcome back. Malaysia will intervene in India's request for the Financial Action Task Force FATF to include Pakistan in the latter's blacklist for terrorism financing and money laundering. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said while Pakistan may be guilty of such acts, it has shown efforts to address the issue, which should be recognized by the intergovernmental organisation.
Pakistan ini saya tak nampak kenapa mereka kena diklasifikasikan sebagai sebuah negara yang tidak melaksanakan usaha untuk membantras money laundering. Setuju ambil tindakan terhadap Pakistan kerana kita tak nampak bahawa dia membuat kesalahan, sedangkan dia sedang berusaha bersungguh-sungguh untuk menghalang money laundering.
Tun Dr. Mahathir, who is on a 3-day working visit to the United Kingdom, said this to reporters at the Malaysian High Commission in London today. He said Malaysia will do all it can to stop India from succeeding in the matter for as long as its allegations against Pakistan remain unfounded. Pakistan is currently included in the FATF's grey list of countries with inadequate controls of curbing money laundering and terrorism financing. But India wants Pakistan blacklisted, which would likely result in sanctions, Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan said last month. Fourteen local companies have met the criteria to export Musang King durian in the form of whole fruits to China. Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry Minister Datuk Salahuddin Ayub said his ministry and the Health Ministry had conducted an evaluation and found that the companies had fulfilled all requirements set by China and the consent to export the durian fruits was obtained in a short period of time. He added the company selected to export the Musang King durian for the first phase will be announced on Monday. For the remaining companies, the minister said they would have to submit their documents in order to be selected. He also said, other than exporting the whole Musang King durian fruits, the export potential of the durian could also be expanded more widely through durian-based downstream products, considering China's huge market. Now let's hop on to our daily segment Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Local film director Michael Ang is known for strongly expressing his opinions on various issues. This time, the target of his sharp tongue were his fellow Malaysian passengers who were on his flight back to the country from Japan. Michael recently took to Instagram to rant over his dissatisfaction towards the Malaysians. This as these individuals have been rude to several Bangladeshi airport staff who were trying to assist them. Here's the details.
In the 45 seconds video, Michael started off by comforting Malaysia Airlines, ensuring them that they were not the target of his daggers, even though the plane he was supposed to be on had technical issues, which forced the airlines to downgrade the flight to a smaller plane. Now, according to Michael, the Bangladeshi airport staffs were apparently trying to ensure a smooth and convenient transition from plane to plane. However, some fellow passengers were not only rude but completely ignored their instructions just because of the nationality of the airport workers.
Hello, diorang tengah tolong kita untuk supaya tak jam, faham ke tak? Korang yang tak berotak tu janganlah menyebabkan orang yang berotak tu stuck dalam jam. Oh, sedih hidup Malaysia ni tau.
Michael went on to describe these people as brainless because they treated the workers like dogs, causing unnecessary difficulty and inconvenience to others who were following their instructions. The post has since garnered nearly 68,000 views.
Some 100 participants took part in the 5-kilometer Presian 18 Park Run in Putrajaya this morning, wearing their Hari Raya outfits. Program Director Nur Huda Daud said the team selection was made in conjunction with the 11th day of Hari Raya celebration, as well as to add colours to the event.
Nur Nur Huda said the 34th edition of the event saw a majority of its participants complete their run in the Malay traditional outfits. Many of the men donned baju Melayu complete with songkok, while the women wore baju kurung and baju kebaya with batik sarung.
So it's voluntary. Siapa nak pakai boleh pakai, siapa tak nak pakai pun tak apa. Kita tak adalah meletakkan syarat, oh kalau dia tak pakai dia tak boleh datang. Oh no, it's not like that. So dia boleh juga ada yang peserta dia datang dia lari pakai baju sukan tapi lepas tu dia tukar pakai baju raya. Kita pun menggalakkan macam tu juga sebab kita nak memeriahkan suasana.
The run started from the Precinct 18 Futsal Complex and ended at the Federal Government Administration Centre. This was the first time such a theme was introduced since the program was first held in November last year.
Dari baju Melayu ni kalau ikutkan memang renyah sikit lah sebab dengan sampin semua kan, dengan songkok semua, tapi saya rasa dia tak mustahil lah benda tu, boleh je buat sebab ada je runner-runner yang memang every event memang pakai baju Melayu.
Ini adalah kali pertama dan kali pertama juga dalam hidup saya lari menggunakan baju Melayu. Perasaannya mula-mula tak ingatkan tak dapat nak lari guna baju Melayu kan, tapi bila lari guna baju Melayu rasa proud sikit lah. Selain daripada kita gunakan baju running yang biasa tu.
The Precinct 18 Park Run Putrajaya is a weekly program held on Saturdays at the Precinct 18 Futsal Complex to encourage a healthy lifestyle among the local community.
When we return, death toll in China floods hit 61. Don't touch that dial. We're back with foreign news. Hong Kong's embattled leader on Saturday said a hugely divisive bill that would allow extraditions to China would be suspended in a major clampdown from her government after a week of unprecedented protests. After days of mounting pressure, including from her own allies, Lam relented on Saturday, announcing that work on the bill would be halted, with no deadline set for its introduction. The chief executive admitted her team had misjudged the public mood.
I want to stress that the government is adopting an open mind to heed comprehensively different views in society towards the bill. The Secretary for Security will send a letter to the Legislative Council President to withdraw the notice of resumption of a second reading debate on the bill. In other words, the Council will halt its work in relation to the bill until our work in communication, explanation, and listening to opinions is completed. We have no intention to set a deadline for this work.
Lam, who is appointed by a committee stacked with Beijing loyalists, said she had no plans to step down and defended the need to overhaul the city's extradition laws and retain the support of China's central government. The international finance hub was rocked by the worst political violence since its 1997 handover to China on Wednesday, as tens of thousands of protesters were dispersed by riot police firing tear gas and rubber bullets. The decision is a major victory for protest leaders and a rare U-turn from the city's pro-Beijing leaders who have successfully faced down demands from the pro-democracy demonstrators in recent years. Meanwhile, in the central and southern parts of China, days of heavy rain and flooding have killed up to 61 people, as thousands of people are rescued and hundreds of thousands are evacuated from their homes. Authorities say over 10,000 homes collapsed and 3.71 million hectares of farmland were damaged during the floods, with direct economic losses now estimated at $1.93 billion. The Emergency Ministry has warned that northern regions face even lower precipitation levels this year, while heavy rains are expected to raise flood risks on the Yellow River substream. Footage released recently shows the moment a landslide hits a road in the Fujian province in southeast China. Cars are seen swept away by the strong push, and a few seconds later the whole street is seen covered with mounds of earth. An unexploded American World War II aerial bomb found in central Berlin, Germany during construction work has been safely defused on Saturday. The discovery forced the evacuation of surrounding city blocks of around 3,000 people. The 100-kilogram explosive was unearthed at the busy central transport hub of Alexanderplatz in the city's east. As bomb expert teams arrived, there were unexpected technical problems, but police say that they were quickly taken care of and the behemoth's detonator was quickly destroyed. People were being evacuated from within a 300-meter radius of the corroded bomb and traffic were brought to a halt. Nearly 75 years after the end of Second World War, Germany is still littered with bombs and other unexploded ordnance. Experts have said that some 3,000 devices still remain in the Germans' capital subsoil.